Hello, good evening. Welcome to our Institutional of Global Professionals free webinar. Thanks for joining with us in this wonderful evening. My lovely audience, today I'm your host for the evening. I am Mohammad Rakibul Islam. I'm an engineering student from University of Chittagong, that is in Bangladesh. Dear audience, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I feel honored and privileged to host this webinar. It's my delight to welcome you all to our Institution of Global Professionals free webinar. Thank you all for joining us today in this marvelous evening, and it's my humble request and pleasure to all of you stay with us till the end. For I'm sure you will have many e-takeaways and payoffs from this webinar. Each time you can like and comment in our webinar, don't forget to tag, comment, share, and mention your friends in the comment box. So let's watch together and learn together. We believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. Once again, I am Mohammad Rakibul Islam from Chittagong, Bangladesh, member of IGP from Bangladesh. Every day, some new participants joined with us, so I have to give a little concept about IGP, that is for Institute of Global Professionals. So, Institution of Global Professionals serves students and community resources, providing holistic social work and educational for create a proficient generation, and also a leading on online skill development institution with thousands of learners worldwide. We make it a get it able to use for every knowledge seeker to original personality, more ambitious, make confident to face any circumstances and develop own skills. We are interested with international recognition. Now, before starting our program, let me tell about all about IGP. Institution of Global Professional is an educational institution provide social work. We believe that it's not effective to increase one's skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation to all over the world. We organized our webinar, training, offline, online courses, etc. by best and trained speakers, coaches from all the world to create a best learning platform for you all. Our mission is to empower people and enhance. We already have completed 350 webinars successfully. We expect that you all are getting a little bit benefited in personal and professional life, and we wish that you all are remaining with us in the long journey. Let me remind you again, don't forget to share, tag, comment, and mention your friends in the comment box because your attachment encourages us to do better and best service to our lovely audience. Our mission is to empower our youth, so stay with us by your support. So I am cordially welcome you all. So today we are presenting the webinar 351 on the topics Instructional Competencies of a Good Teacher with our honorable speaker Joel L. Lakambra. So let's start our program with IGB's mantra, feed your skill. So here is our speaker, Joel L. Lakambra. Sir, are you there? Are you hearing me, sir? Welcome, Sir Joel L. Lakambra from Philippines.
Thank you, Sir Islam. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, but a little bit of having nervous.
Yes, sir. So let's start our topics.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Should I
So,
proceed,
give
sir?
give a short description about yourself, then you can start the presentation.
Shall I begin, sir?
Yes, sir. Give a short description about yourself, then you can start the presentation, and you can also share your screen.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone, to all our viewers and subscribers worldwide. Hello out there. I hope you're doing okay.
বলবা না তুমি?
Hello. I hope you're doing okay while watching in the comfort of your home. And before I proceed, uh, let me take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of this webinar, the Institute of Global Professionals. Of course, I would like to thank our school principal, Dr. Raquel Bautista, Sir Redentor Tabamo, our head teacher 6 of Benigno Aquino National High School of the Philippines, as well as our district supervisor, Dr. Rhea B. Madamba, to our regional supervisor in mathematics, Sir Nestor Nuesca, as well as our schools division superintendent, Dr. Ronaldo A. Poson. With much appreciation and profound gratitude for this opportunity and support given to me. Thank you and thank you. Let me just share my screen presentation. Please join me in a few moments as I share with you what I have also learned and what I also learned from the education experts and professionals. This has been a common topic nowadays, but I hope it could help and enhance enhance us somehow, especially those who are planning to join the teaching profession and new to this career. So my topic is about instructional competencies of a good teacher. But before that, let us look into the definition of the following terms. Competencies are the knowledge, skills, abilities, and behaviors that contribute to the individual and organizational performance. Likewise, instructional competency refers to the teacher's mastery of the subject field, teaching skills, classroom management, evaluation skills, and the like. This is in consonance with the 21st century skills of a teacher, which we often hear nowadays, which comprise of the effective communication skills, learning and innovation skills, information, media, and technology skills, and the life and career skills. Effective communication skills compose of course, teaming, collaboration, interpersonal skills, local, national, and global orientedness, interactive communication. For learning and innovation skills, As the 21st century skills of a teacher, we have creativity, curiosity, critical thinking, problem solving skills, and risk taking. Under life and career skills, composed of flexibility and adaptability of a teacher. The second is the leadership and responsibility, social and uh, cross cultural skills, initiative and self direction, productivity and accountability, ethical and moral and spiritual values. For information and media, technology skills, they're composed of the visual and information literacies, media literacy, basic, scientific, economic, and technological literacies, as well as the multicultural literacy. So, in light with this, I come up with these instructional competencies of a good teacher, which I believe everyone should possess, especially in these challenging times where everyone suffers from the pandemic. First, we have the classroom management or mastery of classroom management, including discipline. As a teacher, we are the manager and director of the learning activities, and we should see to it that class sessions are started promptly, conducted smoothly, and productively. Let's make sure that learning devices are in their proper places and manipulated properly. The lighting and ventilation are attended to, seats are properly arranged, and discipline is at its best. Classroom management and management of student conduct are skills that teachers acquire and hone over time. To be sure, effective teaching requires considerable skill in managing the myriad of tasks and situations that occur in the classroom. Skills such as effective classroom management are central to teaching and require common sense, consistency, a sense of fairness, and courage. These skills also require that teachers understand in more than one way the psychological and developmental levels of their students. Classroom management as the process of organizing and conducting a classroom to maximize learning by creating a learning environment that encourages positive social interaction, active engagement in learning, and self motivation. Remember, discipline is at its best when students are busy doing their lessons. Second is mastery of the subject matter. The heart of teaching lies on how you master the content and performance standard that the learner should acquire through your instruction. The teacher must have a thorough grasp of the subject he teaches. Effective learning demands that the teacher must possess a solid knowledge of his or her subject. Naturally, the teacher should teach the subject he knows very well. It is always it is needless to underscore that the fact that the teacher must have a complete master of the subject he teaches. Teachers are required to study the basics of other disciplines because sometimes knowledge in one discipline is needed in teaching other disciplines. The teacher should know all about one thing and know a little about all things. Next here is the mastery of methods, strategies, approaches, techniques, and tools of teaching. Teaching is a very dynamic profession. Contents and strategies develop in an instant. A teacher should not be left behind and must be updated with recent developments in education. As a teacher, there is a need to deliver accurate and updated knowledge using appropriate methodologies, approaches, and strategies. Through the different seminars and training, knowledge of the content and strategies on how to improve teaching can be acquired. And technology plays an important role in widening our skills in teaching. Through enrolling to different massive open online courses and participating in webinar series like this, we will be able to acquire new knowledge and strategies. Especially young people nowadays were deeply adapted to technology. So as a teacher, we should not be left behind with the new trends in the use of ICT. And let's take this advantage as an advantage to win the youth in terms of education so that the life of a teacher becomes easier and on the part of the students, lessons are becoming more enjoyable. Next is the mastery of the medium of instruction. This enables the teacher to explain very clearly his points to his students so that they understand him. If the medium of instruction is English, the teacher must have a good vocabulary and mastery of the rules of grammar of the language. He must be able to speak well with acceptable pronunciation of words and correct grammar. Integration of other discipline in the lesson is inseparable. Language, numeracy skills, and values should always be incorporated in the learning activities, coupled with the strategies in honing the skills of the students. Next is lesson planning and organizing instructional materials and other resources. One must master this one. In delivering a meaningful lesson, individual differences is a first consideration. Designing varied lessons, techniques, and activities is a challenging task. Seeing your student enjoy and succeed in their classroom tasks through their own learning styles is the greatest achievement. Good planning ensures that the most important part of the lesson is taken out, makes possible the smooth and logical flow of learning activities, avoids waste, but saves time. Planning enables the teacher to accomplish the work he set for himself to do in the most effective way in the shortest time possible. Hence, the teacher must be a master lesson planner. Next is the mastery of the psychology of learning or educational psychology. The teacher must have a mastery of the principles and techniques that make children learn better and faster so that he can apply such principles and techniques in his teaching. He must know the factors that facilitate learning, such as learning by doing, motivation, reinforcement, self reliance, and countless others to make his teaching very effective and enjoyable too. Next is the mastery of measurement and evaluation. Measurement refers to the process of delegating a numerical index to the object in a meaningful and consistent manner. Evaluation is when the comparison is being made between the score of a learner with the score of the other learners and judge the results. The main purpose of giving tests is to provide feedback and motivation for continued improvement of learners, teachers, and even to the educational system. The teacher must know the various types of tests and evaluative instruments to use to determine the extent to which learning outcomes are achieved. The teacher should know how to gain information regarding the appropriateness and attainability of instructional objectives and effectiveness of his teaching methods and materials. Evaluation is integrated with the various phases of instruction as evidence by the different types of evaluation usually employed in placement, formative, diagnostic, and summative. One must know how to use the results of the evaluation, especially in remedial teaching. The teacher must also know how to transmute raw scores into quality marks or grades with fairness and impartiality. Evaluation reports are also important in making administrative and guidance decisions that redound to the improvement of the school system and the enhancement of student development. Next skill is the mastery of the techniques of motivation. Motivation is a psychological state within each student of wanting to learn what the teacher wants to teach. As such, motivation should not be a mere gimmick at the lesson's start. It must be an attitude sustained throughout the lesson. Motivation is the arousal of interest of the students, and this is important aspect of teaching because unless the students are interested in the lesson, they do not pay attention and of course they do not learn. Next is the art of questioning. Questioning is a very important tool of teaching. This is indispensable to the teacher. At one time or another, the teacher has to use this tool in the classroom. All teaching and learning lie in the art of questioning. Questioning, which is the basis of teaching tasks, encourages recalling, deepens the learning processes and comprehension, promote the imagination and problem solving, satisfies the sense of curiosity, and increase creativity. Next is the mastery of the basics of guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling is the process of helping individuals discover and develop their educational, vocational, and psychological potentialities, and thereby to achieve an optimal level of personal happiness and social usefulness. Not all students will get the computations, analysis, and descriptions readily. Also, some cannot go to school daily due to personal reasons like health, financial, and personal. Indeed, some student needs special attentions. And to address this, we can spend our spare time conducting remedial classes and enrichment activities for learners who are at risk. Also, if the case is getting worse, there are times that we need to visit their homes and see their condition. We should always show fairness and consideration to all learners, regardless of socioeconomic backgrounds. The teacher is always a guidance counselor to a certain extent. We must always be ready to give a counsel to a student who is badly in need of such. He must love his learners and be kind to them as parent loves and counsels his children. He must have sympathy, friendliness, kindness, helpfulness, and a fair level of tolerance. So there you have it. Again, these are only few of the many good traits and characteristics of a good teacher, as well as a manifestation of a competent teacher. However, these are not a requirement, but it is good to have these competencies to perform our duties better and deliver good services to our clientele to the fullest. Having said much, I would like to end my presentation with the hope that at least you gain an additional knowledge and information to be used in life. Thank you for listening and thank you for your patience. Thank you, IGP, and mabuhay.
Well, that's amazing. We are obliged to you for your marvelous presentation and giving us your valuable time, Mr. Joel, sir. This session
Thank you,
will be
sir.
effective for our audience because you shared your intelligible knowledge with us. Thank you for your contribution and thank you for your precious time for your choco-blocked timetable. And your knowledge will be effective for our audience because you shared your insight. No doubt our viewers will be benefited today by the awareness they have received through your techniques. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
giving your valuable time and sharing your knowledge with us today.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, want to remind you all, yes, once again, I want to remind you all, please support us with your share, tag, comment, and mention your friends. We will, due to some circumstances, we will not be able to give e-certificates in the comment box. We will give it tomorrow. That's why I'm apologize for today. And after you will tomorrow you will collecting your e-certificates. Don't forget to celebrate with IGP by checking. Hello, sir. Welcome to the Q&A session. Our some commenters will ask some question, and we have to answer that as usual.
Okay, sir, I'm ready. Uh, I hope I can answer all your queries with your help and guidance, sir.
So, sir, our first question from Jeter J. Imam Sabusab. He is saying that he is from TCU, Philippines. His question is, What instructional competencies will be applicable today in virtual teachings?
Okay, thank you, sir. As I've mentioned in my slides, there's no specific instructional competencies that are required nowadays. But of course, everything that I have discussed, we may apply all this for our career profession, and we can use this to better improve and learn or teach our students.
So our next question is from Bernardo Guevara, sir. He's saying that people's at risk of dropping out or Pardo. How can we avoid this?
First and foremost, if we know already our students, and we have to be really familiar with our students, and if we uh, learn that they are about to drop, let's somehow visit them and take a look at their situations at home, or let's know the reasons why are they're about to drop, and by then we can help them how they will continue their studies, sir.
So our next question is from Evelyn Perry, ma'am. She is saying that in this time of pandemic, which is best to be a good teacher or great teacher to our learners? Thank you.
Of course, in this time of pandemic, uh, we can be a better teacher, or we can be a best teacher as uh, as best as we can, for as long as we prove our word as a teacher. We show compassion to them, we show our love to them, and uh, teach them how they will learn the lessons, and show our love to them.
Well, our next question is from Nenete Estolano, ma'am. Good evening, Sir Joel. Which among these instructional competitions is the best?
Of course, for me, it's uh, the instructional competences that I've mentioned. All of them are best. As I've said, we may not have all those competencies, but at least it's better if we can possess all those competencies. For me, it's every uh, competencies that I've mentioned is the best competencies that a teacher should possess.
So our next question is from Kathleen May Amara Zavala. She is saying that someone said to us when the students are doing great with just the modules without the guide of the teacher, then resign as a teacher. What is your reaction about this, sir?
Of course, that might not be possible. Everyone can enjoy doing their modules even without the guide of a teacher. But of course, in a certain point, I guess the students still need the guidance of the teacher, or at least the parent who will assist them in answering their lessons in their modules. We still need the teacher as a guide, because uh, of course they will explain further the lessons and provide every details of what is written in the module.
So this is our next question from Lamberto Pilaton Jr. Sir. He's saying good evening. Among the skills and instructional competencies, which are the top three that we needed most in order to make education inclusive, resilient, and relevant to our learners?
For for the 10 that I have mentioned as an instructional competencies of a good teacher, first and foremost, I think the mastery of the subject matter is one. Second is the mastery of the methods, strategies, approaches, and techniques, as well as the tools in teaching, and of course the mastery of psychology of learning or educational psychology.
So our next question is from Khalid Abdullah Sir. He's saying during the pandemic, the level of most students are lower because of the electronic learning. How could I develop and keep them in same level?
As I've said before, we have to use the advantage of the use of the technology, and uh, let's develop lessons using this technology, and this technology can be used as our instructional material, instructional aids in developing our students.
Well, I think no more question is today for sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank,
I
thank you
hope
so much for your
I
valuable,
satisfy all the questions.
yes, obviously. I think you're doing great, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Thank you, sir Islam.
Thank you. Sir. So, dear knowledge seeker, I would love to thank you all from a deep heart of for attending today's session. Hopefully, you learn something new and that will you implement in your life. Please leave a review on our page if you learned something or we help you a little bit. Don't forget to collect e-certificates and obviously give a check-in with AGP. I'm apologizing for some circumstances because our e-certificate and our check-ins will be given tomorrow for some due to some circumstances. Please spread the information about this IGP with your friends. We hope to see you all again in next webinar. Thank you so much. Stay happy, stay safe. Thank you so much to our guest speaker and pleasing viewers. Don't forget to collect your certificates tomorrow from our website or by the link mentioned below after session get over. Before part goodbye, let me acknowledge my alluring warm identities who was so patient and attentive throughout the session. Dear listeners, I am much obliged for you all from the core of my deep heart and taking parts of today's session. I am confident and positive that you might have gained, pick up, and learned something new today, which you will be sure in your life of your career growth. My audio viewers, I would now request you all, please leave a review of today's session and also recommend in our page if you learned something from us and we are a little help to you today. So we hope to see you all again in the upcoming webinar. Until then, thank you. Brave the pandemic with smile, sunshine, warm positively. Stay happy, stay safe. And I'm your host, MD Rakibul Islam. Signing off. Tata, bye bye.